Dr. Umar Johnson goes on a popular interview platform and doubles down on his rhetoric that he has about 50 Cent's Sean Combs documentary, aka The Reckoning. Let's hear what he had to say now. Yes, indeed, everyone. The Prince of Pan-Africanism went on the Art of Dialogue, and he doubled down. Yes, indeed, he has not changed his position on how he feels about the documentary that 50 Cent had that was detailing the life of one Sean Combs, aka Puff Daddy, aka P. Diddy, aka the Diddler.
Do anybody got a problem with what I just said?
And well, let's hear what he had to say to see if he tried to explain this, because I believe he's going to try to smooth this over a little bit. He's going to hold his position, but he's going to try to make it seem like he's in 50 Cent's corner, but at the same time still talking about how we're talking down on black people and blah, blah, blah. And this is what I believe. So
I beg your pardon?
Let's get into this reaction, of course, on YouTube. I got to get my fair use clause. So for all of you, stop pausing the video, ninjas. For all of you who talk too much, ninjas, a link, of course, will be in the description box. And if you haven't done so already, please hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Also, by the way, if you want to donate monetarily to the channel, Merry Christmas, by the way, everyone. Happy belated holidays. If you want to donate to the channel, please hit the super thanks down below. I still need people, some more folks to join the channel membership. So go down below, join for just $5 a month, if you will. And also you can hit the Cash App $ Mr. Normie, because I do this for fun, but I also do it for funds. Yes, indeed. Let's get started.
Two-part question I want to ask you. How you feel about the documentary on Diddy? And you and 50, what's going on between both y'all? Me personally, the documentary was incredible, man. You know, shout out to 50, man. But I know you and 50, y'all got something going on, right?
Indeed, indeed. So originally, when I heard about the reckoning of Sean Diddy Combs documentary that was produced by 50 Cent, I wasn't going to watch it. And I wasn't going to watch it because, quite frankly, I had grown a little tired of the Diddy case. You know, I had followed it, I had studied it, I had researched it. And at this point, the man was sentenced to 50 months in jail, I believe the time was that the feds gave him. There really wasn't much left to talk about. Everything had already been put out there, all the hours of testimony, hundreds of hours of court proceedings. It was nothing else to talk about.
Now, first of all, how do we get here? Well, Umar Johnson went on the streaming platform with a young gentleman named Raoud, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. He asked Umar Johnson about the documentary. Umar Johnson gave his take, and basically he said it was self-hate for a black man to tear down another black man and give accountability so in-depthly, that's the word he used.
That in-depthly?
Yeah.
And why not do it on a white person? Why not do it on Epstein or Weinstein or the police or the United States government or anybody else, okay? And in my opinion, this does not help the black community, because why can't we hold it? So you're saying that we should do it in private, but not in public. We should hold white people accountable in public, and, you know, so on and so forth. And Dr. Umar, who's holding you accountable for the school? Who's holding you accountable for the donations and, you know, things that are going on with your family and things like that? There's so much in the public nowadays about you, and you keep trying to put it under wraps. Every time somebody holds you accountable, you say the same thing: self-hate, haters, you know, detractors, you know, why are you trying to tear me down? I'm trying to do something for the community, blah, blah, blah. And there was a lot more stuff that didn't go on in the trial, and that's why 50 needed to bring it to light, because there were things in the trial that was not said that if it had been put out there, Diddy probably would have got more time. And we should hold each other accountable. And the fact that, okay, well, while there's a documentary about white people, white people do documentaries about other white people all the time. I've seen multiple Epstein documentaries, multiple Weinstein documentaries. I've seen multiple corruption documentaries about serial deleters, serial rapists, all those kind. I've seen plenty of documentaries on all kind of people. White people do very good work on each other. Why can't we do it on our people? We need to hold ourselves accountable. If we don't, who will? That's the question that nobody wants to answer. Please continue, Umar.
far as I was concerned. And then people kept texting me. They said, Dr. Umar, you got to see this. You got to see this. You got to see this. So one night, I can't go to sleep. And I decided to go ahead and watch it. And I watched all the episodes. I will say that it appeared to be very well researched from the point of view that 50 Cent wanted to portray. I don't think it was balanced in that you didn't hear anything positive at all about the man, when in fact, despite the horrendous deeds, which cannot be excused at all, I still think it would have been a little bit more credible if it was a little bit more balanced.
So you mean to tell me that because he didn't talk about the good things he did, that it wasn't balanced? Well, we know about the good things he's done. We see in the media all the time, all the albums he came out with, the businesses, how he was representative of Ciroc, how he had Sean John clothing, all these kind of things, right? Why do we have to talk about all the good things that he did? Because when he got the key to the city from Mayor Adams, all this kind of stuff, okay? When he was trying to be in a political movement during the elections, all this stuff, great stuff that he's done. It's all been public. Why do we need to further talk about that? We're talking about the misdeeds, which actually went largely unnoticed until the trial. Now, there was always rumors about this stuff, but nobody ever made it plain. And so why do we have to make it balanced? Why don't you talk about the good stuff he did, since you're defending him so much? Like you defend a lot of black people that have done dirty, nasty stuff. You seem to do this all the time. I wonder what skeletons Umar has in his closet if we did a documentary on him. Oh, by the way, there's already a documentary about Dr. Umar Johnson. Where is my sound effect? There's already a documentary about it. You know what? If you go to Lennon Honors page, and I'll leave a link to this in the description box as well, there is a documentary called The Shockumentary, and he's actually producing another one, a part 2 to The Shockumentary, where he talks about all the things that Umar Johnson's done. If you go to his page, you will see live streams where he is illustrating and explaining things that's been done. Also, he's done several people wrong, and he tries to keep it under wraps the same way P. Diddy tried to keep it under wraps until he couldn't no more. The lid came off and all the skeletons came out. Umar, this will happen to you soon too, I bet. Now, it won't be on the level of P. Diddy, but yours is coming.
But with that being said, the documentary was done. And after watching it, well, the first thing I'm going to say is 50 Cent does a good job with documentaries. Putting the fact that I did not appreciate
Why is he saying 50 does a good job with documentaries when this is like literally his first one? I mean, did he do a good job? Hell yeah. I mean, he wasn't by himself when producing it and making this whole thing. I mean, yeah.
a black man kicking another black man who's already down, putting that to the side, he did a good job with the documentary. Like I could see 50 Cent doing more of these. Now, I was on a stream here in Philly a couple of weeks ago with a young brother, and the question came up, and I said that, in my opinion, watching that documentary was an exercise in self-hatred, because it was. Whenever
Umar. Enemy spotted. Again, like I was talking about before, this self-hate thing, tearing another black man down, tearing down another black person down. Who is going to hold us accountable if you're not black people ourselves? He's going to go on to probably talk about, well, why did he do a documentary on somebody else? Why they had to go so hard on 50? These are all things that keep black people from purging our own community of monsters like Puffy. Monsters like, or somebody like, let's say, again, Bill Cosby, other people, R. Kelly. Okay, there's countless people that do criminal activity. You know, we got my man, a man from Michigan that did all that stuff after getting caught up in Michigan. These are people that need to be held accountable in the black community, because those are the ones that are truly making us look bad. And you, Umar, the school that's been out since, that you declared since what, 2010, 2009, and it still hasn't come to fruition. Nobody really knows how much money you actually raised. You bought these buildings. Everybody's talking about it takes time to do it, blah, blah, blah. Bullshit. Okay? There's plenty of avenues you could have taken to teach young children if you really wanted to, all right? But you're so fixated on this school that it's gotten out of control. But back to the point. Umar, this is not an exercise in self-hate. This is accountability personified, in my opinion. And if you did it more, instead of having your red, black, and green hat on all the time, maybe the black community would actually respect you instead of making you a meme every time you say something.
Whenever black people tear down black people, especially when they've already been torn down, it's self-hate because we never show that energy with no other community. We have been done wrong so much and so often by Caucasians, and yet we never do a documentary on them. Do you realize, Art, there hasn't been a single documentary done on the police who have unalived all of these innocent, unarmed black people? Where's the documentary on the police officer who killed Tamir Rice? Where's the documentary on the police officers who murdered Breonna Taylor? Where's the documentary on the police officers who murdered Sonia Mancy or Sandra Bland or Freddie Gray or Philando Castile or Alton Sterling or Amir Pope? Look at all of this that has been done to us. Where's the documentary on the Roman Catholic Church and all the black children they allowed to be sexually abused? Where's the documentary on that? Where's the documentary on the economic devastation of black people by whites? I don't just mean Tulsa of 100 years ago. I mean right here, right now. We never have smoke for our real enemies, but we are always ready and willing to tear down another black person. Now, with that being said, Art.
Okay, why is there not a documentary for all these other people that have been done wrong? That could be a question that could be asked. What I would ask, though, is, Umar, why haven't you done any of these documentaries? You spend all this time on these podcasts and stuff like this. This is internet activism, okay? What have you actually done? You keep talking about all these children you saved. Why has nobody come out and says, no, Dr. Umar saved my child, or Dr. Umar saved my life? Dr. Umar pulled me out of the trenches. Where's the testimonials that you can speak on about that people that you actually helped that didn't need a documentary to shine light on? You talking about documentaries? Do you have enough money to lobby the government to make changes? Do you have any influence in your local government in Philadelphia to get things done for the people in your neighborhood, the people that you live around every day with your mother, whoever you live with? No document.
I have to say this in fairness to 50 Cent. With that being said, I have to say this in fairness to 50 Cent. When I learned, allegedly, that Sean Combs had seduced, allegedly, and sexually exploited, although with her permission, when I learned that Sean Combs had seduced and sexually exploited one of 50 Cent's ex-girlfriends, possibly even a mother of one of his children, when I learned of that, I said, you know what? As much as I didn't appreciate the documentary.
And he said, I didn't appreciate it, like he was talking about you. Like, Dr. Umar talks a lot about people like they notice and like they see him like that. Like, you're lucky you got a response from 50 Cent, okay? And I'm sure, he sees you, but a lot of people only see you because you talk about, because you come at them first and then they respond, and then you flip it around like they're talking down on you when you started the beef in the first place. Okay? You could say, hey man, it was a great documentary, blah, blah. It was cool. There's some things that, I didn't really like about it, but overall it was a great production. Boom, no problem. What you said, was a self-hate, how can he tear down another black man, blah, blah. And then when he comes back at you, then, okay, now like Art saying, okay, well, now y'all got beef. No, it ain't got beef. Umar was talking shit. 50 Cent responded, and now he's going to capitalize off of it. Now he's going to get clout off of it, like he does with every situation, because he feels like, because he's got all these followers, because he's the most requested scholar on every continent in the world, so he says, that his word actually holds weight out here with celebrities.
If I'm going to be fair and honest to Mr. Curtis Jackson, Art, he had a right to do the documentary.
Okay, so now if you're talking crap about him, now you're going to tell him, but you know what? Even though I didn't like it, I understand why he did it. But you've been talking crap for like last 3-4 days about him or about the documentary in general. And because you're talking about him, and now you're like, okay, well, now that I think he did, now this happened to him, he had a right to do it. But you just said a few minutes ago it was an exercise in self-hate. I mean, which one is it?
Nick, you're stupid.
Which one is it? Is it self-hate or is it justified? You tell me. See, please tell me. Which one is it?
As much as I did not appreciate another slander doc on a famous black person, he had a right to do it, Art. If it is true, and I say if because I was not there, if Sean Combs seduced and sexually exploited and took advantage of in any way, shape, form, or fashion, or allowed other men to take advantage of, even with her permission, if Sean Combs knew that that was 50's baby mom or ex-girlfriend, if he knew this and seduced and exploited this woman and probably did so just to get at 50, Art, that was wrong, bro. That is completely against the G code. You don't ever go and get the mother of somebody's child and slut them out and dog them out sexually and exploit them sexually and do allegedly all these things that I'm being told was done to that woman. You don't do that when you know that's that man's baby mom.
Yeah, okay, well, I'm done with the other part. Y'all get the gist of it, right? Now he's trying to go into his man code stuff. But you're an activist, right? Why would you even care about that kind of stuff? But now you're talking about G code and all this. I mean, this guy's a fraud, okay? He's a hustler, in my opinion. He's taking everybody's money, and he's gotten clout off of manufacturing beef with other celebrities, and also being a Scott. And don't get me wrong, I think Umar Johnson is a very smart man. He's obviously well educated, in my opinion. I think he speaks well too. But when you look at what he's actually done, the work he's actually put in with the community, you're like, okay, is he really that man, that guy, that activist compared to other people that's actually built schools? We're not going to get into the people that's actually built schools that he's talked down on because they were funded by white dollars or by the government or whatever. I wonder if Umar Johnson is actually credible a lot of the time, and I have to say I don't think he is. Now, well, if he ever builds this school, that will be his credibility back. Until then, a lot of people are tired of this man talking. A lot of people are tired of his opinion. He has diehard fans that will rob him no matter what he says, but I think he's a Pan-African hustler and pimp. All right, and with that being said, thank you for attending another episode of the Working Man Podcast. I am your host, Nicholas J. Fury. Let me know what you think about Umar Johnson and how he says it was an exercise in self-hate while at the same time say it was justified because Diddy went at his baby moms. The G code. Let me know what you think about it down in the comment section. And please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell will be out of the door. And I will see you on the next video.